Hi, my name is Wendy Hayden and I'm with Natural Constipation Solutions, and today we're going to talk about castor oil. So castor oil is an oil that comes from a castor bean, and it's high in a fatty acid that causes contractions to happen in your intestines and colon. So if it works as a stimulant laxative. You don't want to use this if you're pregnant because it also can cause contractions in your uterus. So that's something to be cautious with. There are some medical problems that you would not want to take castor oil or use castor oil. Taking castor oil by mouth is a traditional laxative that's been used for a very long time. It does cause cramping, and it cause some very explosive bowel movements. It's a really thick, not very nice textured oil. So if you're going to take it by mouth, it's hard to camouflage that taste. It's not something that's easy to do, especially if you're working with a child that you're trying to get relief with. One thing you can do to make it a little more palatable is you can make the castor oil cold, put it in the freezer for a few minutes and then mix it with something strong flavored like orange juice. But even then it's going to have a taste to it, and it can be hard to get it down. And like I said, it's a pretty aggressive laxative. It's very effective, but it does cause some cramping in a lot of cases, and it can also cause kind of explosive stools coming out. So taking it by mouth is a possibility, but my favorite way to use castor oil is to make a castor oil pack. So this is one I made myself. They also sell these that you can buy. So what this is this flannel, cotton flannel. I've got some organic cotton flannel, and then cut a piece of it, and it gets soaked in the castor oil. So this is really saturated and it's very thick, and you can feel the castor oil on the cotton flannel. You can also, like I said, you can buy them pre-made. I put it in a wide mouth ball jar and just continuously add organic castor oil to it. You want to make sure you get hexane free castor oil, because hexane is not something that you want to use either to take it by mouth or to use on a castor oil pack. So we use these a lot for a lot of different reasons. But what this does, the castor oil will absorb through your skin, and it causes the stimulation and contractions in the muscle wall of your intestines. So my husband's got fistulizing Crohn's. He's been very, very ill with it for a long time, and when I met him, he had already had his large intestine and colon removed, and he had gone through a lot of different surgeries. He's had multiple times where they've done resections and things, and he's got a lot of scar tissue. So even though we now have him gluten-free and dairy-free, and he's doing really well in a lot of ways, we're still struggling with a lot of surgical damage and strictures and things from when he had an ostomy, and then they removed the ostomy when they built a J pouch. So we get problems where he will get a blockage. And what we do is usually I give him some coconut oil by mouth. It's antibacterial, antifungal, and antiviral, and it helps to lubricate things from the top down. And then we use a castor oil pack on him. So we'll put this that's been saturated with the castor oil, and we lay it across his abdomen. And then I have an old t-shirt that is a junk t-shirt, because whatever castor oil touches is going to be stained. So if you put sheets on it, if you put your heating pad on it, if you do anything, it's going to get stained. So you want to put something between you and anything or the castor oil pack and anything you want to protect. So I have an old t-shirt. We put that on top of the castor oil pack, and then we put a heating pad on top of it, and often within just a few minutes he will get movement through, and it starts moving the blockage through. So if you're struggling with constipation and you think you might have a blockage, this is something that you can try. And this is also good for smaller children. You can use a hot water bottle. You want to make sure that you're not burning your child, or you have to be very attentive with a heating pad. But if you can get your child just to lay down and relax if they haven't had a bowel movement, and apply the castor oil pack and put the heating pad on, read them a story, something like that. And they can lay down with that for an hour, and hopefully in that period of time, it's going to start working on their intestines and it's going to start pushing that stool through. So we found this to be a super effective thing for relief, and have had some success with getting the strictures to loosen and open up by using it daily for periods of time. So if you have a lot of scar tissue from surgeries or things like that that are causing blockages, using a castor oil pack regularly can really help. And if you're dealing with chronic constipation, this is a really effective way to get the blockage or any old stool moving through while you're doing a clean out, or whatever other things that you're doing to try to get the constipation to be relieved. Now, anything like this is going to be kind of a short-term fix because it's going to help when you're using it, but it is not getting to the root cause of why you have chronic constipation. So I'm making a bunch of videos. I've got some already done, and there'll be more coming up on my channel. So if you subscribe and you hit the bell when the new videos are made, you're going to get notified by YouTube that the videos are there. So certain things that can cause constipation. One is dairy. Gluten is a common cause of constipation, low thyroid. There are really a lot of things that can cause chronic constipation. So it's really good to try to, instead of just using a laxative, which that's what castor oil is a really effective, really good laxative, but it's still a laxative. So you want to find out why you're constipated in the first place and work on that to be able to end your constipation permanently so that you're not struggling with this long term. So I hope that really helped you and that this is something that you can try. You want to check with your doctor. I'm not a medical professional. I'm a wife and mother who has dealt with a lot of chronic gut issues with my family, but see if you can find the stuff to do with castor oil pack. And I really think that you're going to find that it's a super helpful, very effective constipation solution. Thank you.